Don't scroll. This might be the message you've needed for a long time. The one no one ever said out loud. You've been holding everything in, smiling when it hurts, pretending you're fine when deep down you're not. But I know something. You're tired. Tired in a way that sleep can't fix. This isn't a sermon. It's a whisper. One meant just for you. There comes a time when the weight gets too heavy. You've prayed. You've waited. You've stayed faithful, even when it felt like no one was listening. You've watched others move forward while you're still standing still. And maybe you've asked, why me? But hear this. Delay isn't denial. Silence isn't absence. And pain doesn't mean you've been abandoned. You've survived moments that could have broken anyone, but you're still here. There's a kind of strength that only grows in the dark, in quiet nights, in the lonely places, in the tears that no one else sees. And maybe, just maybe, this isn't punishment. It's preparation. What you're carrying now might become what carries someone else later. You've been seen. You've been heard. Even when it felt like no one noticed. You were being watched over. The one who formed you never turned away. Maybe the broken pieces of your life are being gathered for something beautiful. Not everything that's lost is gone forever. Some things come back softer, stronger, wiser. What if the silence you're feeling is the sacred space where your soul is growing? You haven't been forgotten. You're not being ignored. You are being refined. There's still peace waiting for you. Still purpose in your breath. Still love that's been holding you, even in silence. You haven't come this far just to be left behind. You were carried through nights you didn't think you'd survive. You're not as alone as you feel, even if it's quiet, even if it's slow. You are still being guided. If no one's told you lately, you're doing better than you think. You're stronger than you believe. And you are not a mistake. You were placed here on purpose, not by accident, not by luck, but by design. Take a breath. You're not done yet. This isn't the end of your story. There is still something sacred unfolding. You've heard the whisper. Now lean in closer, because there's more. You've walked through fire quietly. You've carried invisible battles. No medals, no applause, but every step mattered. You've done what many couldn't. You've loved while hurting. You've stayed while feeling empty. And that courage isn't small. It's sacred. Sometimes your strength is the very thing keeping someone else going. The way you rise again and again, it doesn't go unnoticed. Even if you never hear thank you, there is a peace beyond understanding. It doesn't ignore your pain. It holds it and transforms it. So if you're waiting for the breakthrough, the healing, the answer, the peace, don't stop now. You're closer than you know. What you've endured wasn't wasted. What you've lost might return in ways you never imagined. And maybe, just maybe, your story will one day become someone else's lifeline. So keep going, keep breathing, keep believing. And when you're ready, come back to the next message. There's one waiting for you, right when you need it. Because this journey, it's not meant to be walked alone. And you, dear soul, you were never meant to carry it all by yourself. But I know There are days when your chest feels tight for no reason, when even simple things feel heavy, and you wonder, will it always be like this? The answer? No. Seasons change, wounds heal, and broken hearts learn to beat again. But healing doesn't shout, it whispers. It happens slowly, like light creeping through a crack in the door. And before you even realize it, you're standing in a room flooded with hope. Some days, survival is the victory. Getting out of bed, smiling at someone, saying, "I'm okay," when you're still mending inside. It's not weakness. It's proof of your strength. You've learned to live in pieces and somehow still love in full. That's no small thing. If all you did today was make it through, that's enough. Stop measuring your worth by your pace or your productivity. You are not behind. You are becoming. In the stillness, in the waiting, you are being shaped. So tonight, or whenever you hear this, let yourself breathe. Let yourself be proud of how far you've come. Because no one else sees how much it's taken, but you know, and that's enough. You know, and someday, maybe not today, but someday, you'll look back and say, that was the season that made me. Not because it was easy, but because you didn't give up. There's something sacred in the staying, in the quiet endurance, in the way your soul keeps whispering, "I'm not done yet." And you're not even close. So if this message is tugging at your spirit, let it stay. Replay it when the nights get long. Share it if you think someone else needs it too. Because these words, they weren't just meant for you. They were carried to you for such a time as this. And if you feel a little lighter after this message, don't keep it to yourself. Your next step may just be in the next story, the next video, because healing doesn't happen all at once, but it can start right now. Watch the next message. Let it speak to your soul, because this journey, it's far from over.